G'day, Justin.
How are you?
Good. So we're going to talk about our software for vape shops. Now, a little bit of background. We're a point-of-sale software company. We're an Australian point-of-sale software company. We make what we sell. And the funny thing is, we've been making software for years, really specialty point-of-sale software for specialty retailers. And we discovered that our software is something that works well for vape retail.
Yeah, we did. It's funny how we, develop certain facilities, for other industries. And I think it was our work with adult stores, and maybe news agencies selling tobacco and whatnot. But we've developed the age check facility where basically you can, flag products that the staff member needs to make sure the customer is over 18 years old.
So what you're going to show us today is just a kind of an overview of this software for vape shops. And one of the reasons we've got you doing it is because you've sold the software to some vape shops.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. We've actually got quite a few. I think it was more the news agency / gift store and, transitioning into vapes and whatnot. But then more and more vape stores are, solely vape stores are popping up. So, yeah, as I said, in the work in the other industries, we've, slowly worked out that we've got software, which is a perfect fit for this industry.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into it. Let's have a look at what the software looks like.
No worries. Well, this is the main dashboard of the software. So I won't get too much into this, but the cool thing about this is you can customize this depending on the PC in the store as well as the functionality you use. So if there's a lot of buttons there that you don't feel like you would use, you can easily remove them or you can add things to it as well. And that customization does flow across into the point of sale as well. So you'll see here, I've got my hotkeys along the right-hand side. Ideally, if you've got a barcode scanner, you just scan the product and that will bring it straight up to the sales screen as well. But a couple of things on here. So I'm selling this vape here. So first of all, you can have images assist you in the point of sale. Really handy for in-store purposes. I'll touch on the e-commerce side of things later, but these images do flow across to your online store as well, which makes it really handy. But in-store purposes, customers might replace price tags of, the more expensive items to the cheaper items. So it's a really good way of your staff member making sure they're selling the correct item. And you can have unlimited images against products as well. Another little thing here as well is there might be a box for a particular item that you might store in a certain spot. So it's just a quick and easy way for your salesperson to straight away go to that position in the store, find the box for the item, and you can choose whatever note you want on that particular item as well. Another thing is the promotional or catalog specials. So things like batteries and even vapes where they might spend or they might encourage the customer to buy 5 or more of a certain item and they give them a discount. You can have the system automate that as well. So it's telling me down the bottom here that if I buy between 2 and 5 of these, I get a discount of 10% off. So as soon as I repeat that item, you'll see here that automates the discount.
So where kind of these facilities you're showing us here are interesting, really, I think is in a situation where you have casual employees in a business, they might be doing, 12, 16, 18 hours a week, but they're not in the business full time. And so by encoding these kind of processes in the software, it means there's consistent reminders for the staff members of things like this.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, you said the word consistent. So, our goal is to take away thinking at the counter. You could have a staff member start with you for the first time, yesterday, and essentially they know, all the processes, not essentially know them all, but that sale that they're going to do is potentially the same sale as a staff member who's been with you for 15 years is going to do as well. So, yeah, our goal is just to create that consistency and take away thinking at the counter. Now, ending the sale, so obviously you've got all the payment types. We integrate with Zip Pay and Hum, so you own now, pay later. But I'll show you an example of the receipt. So a couple of things on here. You'll see here that I can put the ingredient info on certain products when I'm selling them. So this will show on the customer's receipt. Again, it's not showing me anything in the sales screen. As soon as the customer gets that receipt, it can list all the ingredient information as well. And again, that can flow across to your website. You'll see here I sold this particular item on sale. So it's basically just outlining exactly, what the price is per item and what the exact discount was as well.
Yep.
Before I get off here as well is what we call the discount vouchers. So it's a form of customer loyalty that our software offers. We do offer the points-based system. Certainly the vouchers on the bottom of the receipts are a lot more popular. It's completely configurable by the user. So you can set it up. You set up the percentages and the contributions per your departments and categories. You can call it whatever you want. You can set your own expiry dates. And you can actually create different profiles. So I didn't assign this sale to any particular customer, but if you want to start marketing to those particular customers and grab their email addresses and phone numbers, you can certainly format the receipt to say that, and they can get bigger rewards next time.
And have you seen this sort of facility used well in vape shops?
Yeah, absolutely, I have. Yeah, a lot of people think they, have to go the old-fashioned route of, points-based systems and things like that. Mainly because maybe their, software provider didn't offer, the vouchers or whatever it might be. But certainly, not just the vape industry, but all of our industries pretty much are migrating from, points to vouchers.
You've got the example here of 57 cents, and I actually think that's pretty interesting because, I've seen retailers say, "Oh, who's gonna be happy with 57 cents?"
Yeah.
But I own some shops myself, not in the vape space, but in other spaces, and I've actually seen vouchers worth less than $1 get customers spending $15, $20, $30 more in the shop in that visit.
Yeah, it's funny. It's that 50 cents is sort of the permission for them to. I guess it works, with e-commerce. You put things in carts, and you might not proceed with that, but then you'll get an email saying, "Hey, what can we do to help you with this?" And it's no different to people walking around your store and picking products off the shelf and umming and ahhing about it, but deciding to put it back. They go up and purchase another product, and as you just said, that 50 cents could then be the permission for them to go and get that item that they were umming and ahhing about. So.
Well, it comes back to the whole thing about human behaviour, and we don't know what the trigger points are for people that, things that are going to encourage them to behave a certain way. And again, this 57-cent voucher that is automatically calculated by the software based on the rules that the retailer set up. From a customer's point of view, it's free money. And what we do know from all of our work with these sort of vouchers since 2013 is males are particularly more likely to want to spend the voucher straight away. Females will hang on to the voucher and try and spend it before the expiry date. But with the guys, they're keen to spend, and that can be really helpful, particularly in a vape shop situation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we've seen stories of, starting with that one purchase, and before they walk out of the store, they've, got 4 individual purchases based on, the receipts. They just keep going back and buying more. So a really handy tool. That's
fantastic. Okay, let's keep going.
Look, I've touched on the age check. So as I said, you can flag certain departments or categories to basically ask the salesperson for identification info. So what the system will do is basically just pop up this little box. You can put in their date of birth there, the age there, any additional information you want to put. And then obviously you can proceed with that sale if they meet that certain criteria.
Yep.
I'll get out the point of sale. So another thing is you can call it gift hampers, or you can use it to create starter packs. So what I've got here is a vape starter pack. So I've got a vape, a couple of different flavours I can put in there, some batteries for my vape. A couple of things this does is, first of all, it gives you an opportunity to, slow moving stock. It gives you an opportunity to maybe group those together and maybe get rid of those. And also too, it increases basket size. So it encourages your customers to purchase more, each basket. And the good thing about this is when you sell that pack, first of all, it's keeping track of accurate quantity on hand information for each component in that pack. Touched on the additional info with, ingredient information and things like that. You can also use that information there to particularly list exactly what's included in this pack as well. So when they're selling the pack, the customer knows exactly that the pack includes a vape, some batteries, and some flavours as well.
And you've seen situations where being able to put together a pack like this really works well in a vape business?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, because I A vape is something that, you know, most of the time you do just buy the vape, but at the same time, a vape requires, you know, batteries. There's thousands of different flavors they can use. So, you know, as I said before, it helps get rid of, you know, potentially slow moving stock as well. So if there's flavors that aren't as popular as certain other flavors, then you can certainly, you know, put them in a pack and you know, help get rid of it that way as well.
The other thing from a retailer's perspective is with a pack, it gives me an ability to create something that's mine, and it makes it harder for people to price compare.
Exactly. Correct.
Okay.
Cool. Talking on flavors, so with flavors come a lot of you know, special orders. So customers coming in requesting certain flavors that the store might currently not stock. Really simple to add that into the system. So first of all, you can do an inquiry of that particular item to see if there's any out the back or any, you know, on the shelves that you might have missed. You can see all the information about a stock item, current quantity on hand, when it was last sold, or your arrival history, so you can see the fluctuations between your pricing. If you don't have any of these in stock, it's as simple as clicking this order this item button, adding the customer details in down the bottom here, and then basically it's going to ask, do they want to leave a deposit? So if you trust the customer, you can just leave that as 0. If you want to take a deposit, it will take you to the point of sale screen to process that deposit.
And so the beauty of that is I'm able to capture the sale even though I don't have the stock. Then when the stock comes in, the customer gets notified the stock's in and the special order is there for them. Yeah,
correct. Yeah, it does a couple of things. So it can either notify the customer via text message or email. It will notify the staff member arriving that stock. And if you've got a different staff member labeling the stock for that invoice, it'll also print a label with those customer details on it as well.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. All right.
And just on the ordering side of things, really simple to things like replenishment orders and things like that. Let's just say I wanted to do a replenishment order for my vapes. If you can choose your departments and categories, choose your date range. I'm just going to go January to March. Now that's going to bring up everything in the vape department that I sold within that date period. And from here, I can just click on this use quantity sold. That's going to populate my quantity to order with exactly what I sold. That's just a quick replenishment order. I can create that order, send the order directly off to the supplier, and then arrive that order a month later or a week later.
Now, from a vape shop owner's perspective, and look, this is true for any retail. You know, sometimes there can be theft within the business. And I know the software has some pretty cool tools around, you know, stock control and being able to see if there's a discrepancy. You know, the software thinks there should be 12 on hand, but you count and there are only 7 on hand. So you can do different forms of stock takes to check your stock. But what I just wanted to draw attention to is that secretly hidden within the software, we have an audit log that tracks a whole bunch of stuff within the software.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I had security written down on my list, so I'm glad you mentioned that as well.
Yeah.
You know, being a product that you know, you are generally only meant to sell to 18 years and older, there's, you know, room for people doing a lot of dodgy things, and that's certainly one of the first things that vape stores do mention is the whole security. But as you mentioned, there is an audit log. We offer free theft checks as well. So if you do have suspicion of it happening, we can certainly look in the back end and help you, you know, identify certain things within the software where we think, you know, people might be doing dodgy things.
And look, sorry, Justin, the reason I mentioned it is because, you know, through the work that we've done, we've been involved with police, also with Crown prosecutors. And so we've helped businesses gather the evidence that's necessary for insurance claims, for dealing with police and criminal charges, so that they're able to successfully resolve these issues. And so the software has this information stored secretly in a very safe way, as well as the broader stock control, stock on hand facilities. And I see you've got the stock screen there, and you're going to speak to how we're tracking that information.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Look, as far as the security goes, don't have much more to add to it, but it certainly is a big thing in vape stores.
Yep.
But just while we've got the stock screen up, I mentioned at the top of the session the e-commerce integration.
Yeah.
So we'll link with Shopify, WooCommerce, and Magento websites. So I've got a customer's website up here using the integration. So you'll see here that the description here is exactly what's in here. It's grabbing the web price as well. It's grabbing the stock images from our software. And it's also grabbing the additional information, the web description here. So this information here is exactly what's reading here as well. I guess having the integration just takes out the whole management side of constantly updating, stock information online.
And Justin, do our customers have to pay extra for that point of sale integration?
No, not at all. It's all inclusive in the subscription cost.
So if they create a Shopify site, they want to link Shopify to the point of sale software, that link is automatically included.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. So a couple of different things. If they've got an existing site, we can certainly help in linking the two. They can do it themselves if they did want to. Otherwise, we've got a web development service that's completely separate to our point of sale team. And we've developed many sites for our customers that link seamlessly with the point of sale software.
Excellent. All right. Is there anything else you wanted to show in the software, just in this kind of short video?
Well, look, one other thing. So variance is important as well. So setting up, different flavors and so forth. Not so much for the in-store things, but certainly for the e-commerce integration. If you want to display like all your different flavors that you can get in that particular vape or whatever it might be, in one section of the website, then certainly setting it up as variants here, you can easily do that as well.
Right. Nice. Okay. And so if vape store owners want to see the software, because we're just skating along the highlights at this point. If they want to see the software, they can reach out to the sales team. And what do you guys do when somebody reaches out to look at the software?
Yeah, look, the first thing we do is ask a bunch of questions. So, they want to get to know our software, but at the same time, we want to get to know a bit about their business, just purely to make sure we're going to be the right fit moving forward. And if we're not the right fit, we're more than happy to say and even make recommendations of who we think we are. We're pretty confident we are the right fit, but yeah, we just like asking questions just to make sure we are before we get any further.
Yep. Excellent. And have you got any final things that you'd like to add?
No, just local support, locally developed. You'd probably answer better, but yeah, been in business for over 30 years. So head office out of Melbourne. So yeah, all of our development, we own retail stores ourselves. So all of our support guys are trained in the software and trained in a retail environment as well. So you're getting a real person, a real conversation and real support.
Okay. Now, if you're talking to a vape shop owner, and let's say they have some pretty unique needs that go way beyond what we do in the software, and they're adamant that they need those needs covered in their software, what are you going to say in that situation?
Look, just we're not the right fit for you, I guess. Look, it's off-the-shelf software. It is highly customized depending on the industry, but at the same time, it is off the shelf. So, we would rather concentrate on businesses that we are the right fit. It's a much better experience from us as well as the customer as well. So,
yeah, I guess the real reason for the kind of setup question is that we don't want to say no to a customer, but by the same token, if we're not the right fit, life's too short. We're not going to try and force our software on a business where we're not the right fit for them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And the software is rentable too. So people can install the software, get up and running and just rent it. And if they decide sometime through that process, at any time through that process, to stop renting, they can do that and the rental stops straight away.
Absolutely. Yeah. They just cancel the subscription and they move on.
Pretty easy.
Pretty easy.
Right, Justin, thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks for showing us the software.
No worries at all.